stop looking at the comedogenic scale. If you are acne prone or if you have sensitive skin, reactive skin, it is tempting to look at the comedogenic scale and think, oh, if I can find a product that doesn't have any of these ingredients, then I am in the clear. I am not gonna have acne anymore. I'm not gonna have breakouts or reactions or anything like that. It's not true. And the comedogenic scale just needs to be debunked altogether. It's provided so much confusion in the industry that just doesn't even need to exist. And let's just debunk it altogether. So let's get into it. I'm Harper, board certified nurse practitioner, founder and CEO of a results-driven skincare line called Barefaced, rooted around the philosophy, less but better. I've got a decade of experience in the medical field, and my goal is to simplify skincare for you. And if you like chatting skincare, and if you like learning about office treatments that you can do for prevention, then subscribe. I release a new video every week. I have been developing skincare products with our master chemists for the past 5 years, and I know firsthand the importance of, one, the ingredients in the formulation, the quality of those ingredients, and how they all work together to impact the formulation and how it works effectively on the skin. And just because one ingredient is pore clogging does not mean that the formulation will be pore clogging. And just because an ingredient is not pore clogging does not mean it will not cause breakouts in the skin. This is where the uniqueness of your own skin really comes into play. And so while some skincare products might make one skin type breakout, or some ingredients might make one skin type breakout, it might not make another person breakout. So it's really individual, and you just don't know until you try. Now, there are some tips and tricks around this, but first let's break down the comedogenic scale. I recently saw an analogy that is so on point that I have to share it, and it's using butter. Imagine eating butter for a meal. So you're eating a stick of butter for dinner, 100% butter. No one's doing that. And if you are, please stop. Please stop. It is not good for you. Too much butter is not healthy. It's heavy. It's not healthy. It's gonna probably clog your arteries, and that would be expected, right? But if you're baking or cooking, a little bit of butter just doesn't have the same effect, but it does make a big impact on what you are cooking and adds to the flavor and experience of what you are making. A little bit of butter that you add gets chemically altered during the cooking process, so it just does not have the same effect as chewing on a stick of butter. This is the exact same thing as a pore clogging ingredient. If you're putting 100% of butter or coconut oil on your skin, it's probably gonna clog the pores. But if you're just using a little bit of that in an entire formulation, it's gonna have a totally different effect. That's too long of Reader's Digest, so if you wanna stop here, that's the gist of it. Don't be afraid of so-called pore clogging ingredients. A great example is shea butter. You might look at an ingredient like shea butter and think, oh my gosh, that's gonna clog my pores. Well, sure, if you're using 100% shea butter, but if you're adding less than 1% to the formulation, and the good thing about skincare right now, and the good thing about science, is that we've come a long way. These formulas can be very sophisticated, and so you don't have to use really high percentages to see results. And that's really great, because you don't want to have to use high percentages to notice changes on the skin. You want to kind of use the lowest percentage that's going to be effective on the skin. If you have a skincare ingredient like shea butter that's in a formulation at less than 1%, it's not going to have the same pore clogging effect like it would at 100%. It's just not apples to apples. And so the comparison of just like picking these ingredients and then shaming them and acting like they're pore clogging, it's just not the same in an entire formulation. Now let's break it down a little bit more. So ingredients come in all different forms: solids, liquids, oils, powder, and sometimes they have to be heated, they have to be mixed in a certain way, and when mixed together and when you create the entire formulation, those ingredients behave differently than they do individually. That's why formulation is so important. And I think it's so easy to want these straightforward answers, like if I don't use this, then I'm not gonna have breakouts. Of course, that would be really nice. And it'd be really nice to just say, oh, we can avoid all these ingredients and now no one's gonna have breakouts anymore and it's gonna be great. Fortunately, it just doesn't work like that, but that's okay, because I have some tips for you. And just to preface, I have struggled with acne my entire life. I understand the frustration, and I also understand the frustration of following a scale that you think is going to be helpful and then still having breakouts on top of that. If you are acne prone, like me, this is my general recommendation. So if you're starting a new product, just start one new product at a time. Don't overwhelm the skin with a bunch of new products, so that way you can decide, oh, is this product reacting with my skin in a way that I like or dislike? I would give myself a month with a new product before I just add in another product. And this is a really great way. One, that way you're not spending a lot of unnecessary money on skincare, so you can make sure that product works for your skin before adding anything else. Two, by introducing one product at a time, you're going to minimize the amount of sensitivity and reactions that your skin has. So that means there's going to be less flare-ups, less potential breakouts, less irritation, less inflammation on the skin, which the goal is to prevent as little inflammation on the skin as possible, because inflammation also leads to premature skin aging. So using one new product at a time is just my first recommendation. 2, do not change up your skincare products a lot if your skincare is working. It can be so tempting. Like, it seems like every time you get on social, I'm sure there's like a new product that's being advertised, a miracle product, or just like a fun product. If you're acne prone, like, you're not going to be able to use all the fun products. I'm sorry. And someone needs to tell you that. Like, don't try all the new masks. Don't try, all the new little trendy things, because your skin isn't going to like it. And if you're acne prone, like, you just need to do less, and you don't need to change up your routine a lot. It's not going to be that exciting, but it's going to just be one less thing you have to think about. And it's not exciting? Getting new breakouts. And I know that feeling where you're like, oh, you like wake up with a new breakout, and then the next day you have a new breakout, and then the next day, and it's very, very defeating. So I promise you, doing less skincare, introducing less new products at a time, and not changing up your routine, not doing a lot of things differently in your routine, and help you to have less breakouts over time. There's something that can happen, and 1 in 4 people experience this. It's called purging, and a lot of times it's more common with acne-prone skin types. And this is something to know, that when you're starting an ingredient with an active in it, and an active means an L-ascorbic acid, an exfoliating acid, a retinoid. Those are 3 very common products to start that your skin might have increased breakouts when you start using them. Now, let me tell you why that can happen. Because especially with exfoliating acids, and especially with retinoids, those are going to either bringing to the surface what was going to come out inevitably anyways. So sometimes that's like rapid fire, and it can be really discouraging when you start a new product and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm breaking out every single day. If you're starting retinoids, and if you're starting exfoliating acids, I would just say that's an anticipated reaction. And typically that's in areas that you already have breakouts, but it's just happening more quickly. And so it can be really discouraging. And that typically only lasts 6 weeks, if that. But again, it's bringing to the surface what was going to come out inevitably, but thanks to the boosting of the cellular turnover and sloughing off the dead skin cells, washing out the pores, you're seeing that come to a head, quite literally, faster than it would have. But then after that, like, kind of breaking point of 6 weeks, your skin should start to get better, having less breakouts, looking less dull, less congested, smoother. So give it that amount of time when you're starting those 2 types of products. If you have questions like, should I be having this experience? Is this kind of purging normal? You can always reach out. This is why I started Barefaced to begin with, and so that we could be your resource, and you can send us pictures, you can send us texts. We're happy to help. I have a team of skincare specialists that are always available, and it doesn't matter if you're not using our products. I don't care if you're using our products. We're here to like help you with that journey. And sometimes it means recommending other products outside of what we have. That's totally fine, but we can help you, guide you on that process if you are experiencing purging. Last product recommendation that I think can be really impactful, especially if you're wanting to unclog the pores, prevent breakouts: hypochlorous acid. You've probably seen this ingredient. It's very, very trendy right now. Hypochlorous acid is a good way to cleanse the skin on the go. Now, the best way to use this is not a part of your AM routine, not a part of your PM routine, but to use this throughout the day to cleanse on the go. We just launched a mineral infused hypochlorous acid, which I'm really excited about, because hypochlorous acid is all over the place right now. And that's great, because it's a really, really great product to have in your skincare arsenal to cleanse on the go, to help heal the skin, to help reduce redness, to help strengthen the skin barrier. Hypochlorous acid is like the Swiss Army knife of skincare. It can do so much. Now, we added minerals to further boost the formulation, and you have to be really careful with hypochlorous acid because it doesn't play nicely with other ingredients, which is why I'm saying I don't really recommend including it in your AM and PM routine, because if you have it on your skin and you apply your other skincare on top, it can just eat up the other products that you have on your skin. It's as strong as bleach, but as gentle as water. It's very, very well tolerated. It's very gentle on the skin, won't strip the skin, but it's really great to use on acne-prone skin to help prevent breakouts, because throughout the day, our skin is fighting for its life, okay? And we're getting exposed to things constantly, whether you're leaving the gym, whether you're out and about and you're just experiencing the environmental exposure of pollution, the sun. There's all these various exposures that are causing damage to the skin. So if you can just kind of like spritz your face throughout the day, the recommendation is 3 to 5 times throughout the day. And that can be a really great way to help prevent future breakouts and to just like cleanse the skin of any bacteria, etc. off the skin. The added minerals that I'm really excited about for Clean Slate Spritz are going to further strengthen the skin barrier, help with regulating oil production, which is also really helpful for acne-prone skin types, hydrate the skin, help boost collagen production. The combo of the minerals with the hypochlorous really takes the mist to the next level. And for me, again, I'm acne prone, so this is something that I keep in my skincare arsenal. I kind of treat it like a lip gloss. I'm just kind of like applying it throughout the day. I do it after makeup because you just can't realistically clean your makeup brushes all the time, and they're harboring bacteria. So this is a great way to support the skin on the go. That way you have the tools that you need to help fight breakouts, fight inflammation, etc. So highly recommend including that into your routine. So my fellow acne prone skin friends, do not let pore clogging ingredients scare you away from incredible products. Try the tips I mentioned earlier. Skincare has come such a long way way. The formulations are so amazing these days, and skincare professionals and scientists work hard to create formulations that are helpful for the skin. Now, does that mean they're going to work for every skin type? No, but do not be afraid just because you see one pore clogging ingredient in a formulation. It's all about the big picture. I hope this video gives you some peace of mind and gives you some tips and tricks on how to introduce new products and what to expect when you are starting new products in your routine. If you have any questions, drop them below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.